Welcome to In Conversation with MANWAR podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Do Not Be a Bystander campaign. You can join us in raising awareness about bullying by visiting the donotbeabystander.com, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay informed about upcoming episodes. Today's participants are Shabnam and Rahib.
I'm your host, MANWAR Khan. Today I'm joined by two young individuals who are ready to share their thoughts and insights on the topic of bystanders. They have the same goal, eliminating bullying from school and communities. These young individuals are very passionate about addressing the issue of bullying and willing to empower others. Today's participants are Shabnam and Rahib. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now that we have introduced our participants, let's get started with our question. So the role of a bystander in a bullying situation is an essential, as their action or inactions can significantly impact the outcome and well-being of those involved. So my question for Rahib is, Rahib, what is bystander mean to you, and what does the role bystanders can play in a bullying situation?
Thank you for the question. Uh, a bystander is a witness who sees or knows about bullying happening to see someone else. But it doesn't mean that they have to just watch it happen. Whether they know it or not, by doing nothing, bystanders supporting a bullying behavior. It's natural for people who, for well, but it's natural for people to freeze or go into shock when seeing someone having emergency or being attacked. It's usually a response to fear. The fear that you are too weak to help, that might be misunderstanding the contents and seeing the threat where there is none. One technique is to behave as if one is the first or only person witnessing a problem. Often, when one person takes actions, if only to shout, "Hey, what's going on?" or call police coming, others may encourage to take action as well. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing this directly, then get someone to help you, such as friends or someone in authority. That said, an active bystander is most effective when they are the only ones taking responsibility, give a direction to other bystanders to asset can. Thank you for the question.
Wonderful. Great answer. I like the part when you mentioned that um, when you throw those words to the bully, saying that, okay, I'm calling police or stop this, those are few keywords that can trigger the bully to think about that, okay, what I'm doing, that might have a consequence. So wonderful. I like your examples. Thank you, Rahib. So the next one is for Shabnam. What are some common barriers that prevent bystanders from intervening?
Thanks, Manwar. And the first thing that comes to my mind is the fear of being bullied themselves. As a social being, it might be natural to have this fear of losing social status. And in case of cyberbullying, it is so easy to bully someone even anonymously that I think it can stop someone from responding to a cyberbullying situation. Another reason could be that the victim is not their friend and they do not want to get involved. And sometimes it's hard to be the first person to speak up. So if no one else seems to be concerned or bothered about the situation, the person chooses to stay quiet. In some cases, it's possible that the bystander wants to help but do not know how to intervene. And the last thing I want to mention is some people consider bullying as joke or fun. This happens mostly in case of verbal or cyberbullying. For example, making demeaning comments about someone's appearance, it might seem like a joke, but this form of bullying causes emotional damage. Thank you.
Great. So that leads to my second question for you, Shabnam, is what are the potential risks or dangers we are talking about that can someone can face when bystander try to intervene?
They might get bullied, which can cause emotional trauma. And if it gets worse, it can even cause physical trauma.
Yeah.
Since there is no way one can predict the outcome of intervening, a bullying situation can go wrong anytime.
Yeah, no, great answer. Excellent. So that reminds me of actually my situation. When I was at school, I was never bullied, but most of my friends were bullied. So I would see every day that they're bullying. Every day they would be picking someone to bully them, and it's kind of difficult for me to say, okay, hey, don't do that. But because they are all my friends, we hang out, we play soccer, so it's difficult. So what I would do, the strategy I used is, I tried to become a friend of that guy next day, and the moment I became their friend, the bullying stopped, because they were considered our circle, right, our friend. So there might be many different tricks you can safely intervene like that, and be supportive for someone. Anything else? Excellent. No, I really like you guys' answer. Anything else do you guys want to add? No.
No, that's it for me.
Right. No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We have come to the end of our podcast. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Before we wrap up, I would like to remind our listeners that there are several resources available to help individuals dealing with bullying. The Government of Alberta has a bullying helpline which provides support and advice to those experiencing bullying, and that can be reached at 1-888-456-2323. Bullying is a violation of human rights. Under no circumstances bullying is acceptable. As a community, we have a shared responsibility to take a stand against bullying and refuse to be bystanders. Thank you so much for joining in conversation with MANWAR Khan, and see you next week. Thank you guys. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.